Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Phantom Breaker Omnia for the PC. The game was developed by Mages Inc. and Game Loop Inc. and was published by Rocket Panda Games and Cube Game. Phantom Breaker Omnia is a wacky and bizarre 2D anime fighting style game which has taken a fair while to come out, and now that it is finally out, was it worth the wait? Here's the review. The game's story is all about a mysterious character known as Phantom. They show up in Tokyo and have pitted several combatants against each other with the promise that whoever wins the tournament will have their one wish granted to them. Now, this is obviously never going to be as simple as that, and there's more to it which you find out for yourself through each character's story mode. However, I am not allowed to go into this in detail on that, so this will have to be something you will have to discover yourself and enjoy. The game has around 20-something characters for you to play with and master. I'm sure just via looking through this video, you can probably recognise a fair few familiar faces, since a lot of these characters come from random anime shows. The most notable being Kurisu from Steins Gate, who also happens to be my personal favourite. It's a big roster and each character plays and handles differently, so there's lots for you to mess around with. There's also 3 different styles of play that you can select, but honestly, they're not really that much different from one another. This really isn't a hard one to figure out here. It's the standard 2D style fighting game formula that's been around since the days of Street Fighter 2. Each character has their own combos, throws, special moves, super moves, and everything else that you would expect to come from a 2D fighting style game. There are a few things different here and there, but like the old saying goes, if it's not broken, then don't fix it. This might be a bit hard to explain to viewers, but I will try my best. The game's graphics are very nice indeed, but oddly they feel a bit lacking. To explain better, I'd like you to look at the video in a bit of detail. It feels as if the characters have less frames of animation than what they should do. So for example, if we were to use a sweep move, I would expect this to have around 12 or something frames of animation, but instead here it only feels like it's round about 4 or 6. As a result, while the graphics are very nice, they do feel a bit unfinished and janky at times, and that's because it feels like it has less frames of animation per character than what it should have. Phantom Breaker's stages are nice, with some stages clearly looking better than others. However, a big problem with the game's levels is that they feel rather lifeless, I guess would be the word. They just come across as empty and quite bland, especially when compared to other games such as Skullgirls or Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which has loads of little details going on in the background. When you compare games like those and many others to this game's stages, they just feel soulless as a result, because there just isn't anything going on at all. Okay, so there's good points and bad points on if you should buy this game or not. First of all, the good points. It's fun, it's got some really enjoyable characters, it's got a great English dub for fans, it's got a fair few modes for you to mess around with, and honestly, I'm just happy that it's finally out after all this time, because the game has faced some roadblocks just getting released. The bad points, I feel like the graphics could have used a little bit more work maybe. I really don't like the emptiness of the game's backgrounds. Online mode supposedly hasn't got rollback, but truth be told I couldn't really tell, as whilst I was beta testing the game, I could not get anyone online at all in the first place. Again, I am beta testing, so for me, this will be why. It probably will be better when the game is finally released. The main problem that I think this game has is that it's aimed for a very niche audience. Fighting games in general can suffer quite badly and fade into obscurity, especially on the PC, and as good and as enjoyable as this game is, I feel it will be its biggest issue. It is a good game, but it's just not well known or pushed like others out there, and as a result, I feel that this game is going to suffer for that. I do highly recommend the game. I thought it was lots of fun, I like the characters, and I like the gameplay. But if you are thinking of buying the game, then think of buying it for the enjoyment that you will be getting out of it and what you'll be getting from it, and then weigh up the pros and cons, and on if you think as a customer if it's worth it or not for you. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and please subscribe.